To all my apes out there who are worried and who are panicking over GameStop right now, let's take a deep breath. S- Just be patient. Everything is going to be fine. We will still absolutely squeeze. This is not dead. Don't listen to the FUD. This is absolutely going to squeeze, and this is the best chance that a lot of us have at a lottery ticket, and better odds right now than a lottery ticket in our lives than going and buying one right now. So this is going to be huge, and we just have to be patient. And honestly, I think once one of these really starts running, like one of these stocks like Costs or Naked or AMC or BlackBerry or Noke or like one of these stocks starts running, I think they're all going to start running together. And I think that's really what we're going to start seeing. But we're going to cover the charts for tomorrow. May the 4th be with you. And cover the short interest on GameStop and really what we can expect for target wise moving towards the upside and moving towards the downsides. But before we do all that kind of stuff, if you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring that bell, turn on all the notifications. Also, I do have my Webull referral link down below. You do get 2 free stocks when you join Webull, valued anywhere between $8 and $1,600. You get one of those free stocks when your account's approved, and then another when you deposit $100 on the platform. And since you did use my referral link in the description, I do get a free stock as well, and it's a great way to support the channel. So let's go on in and cover the lovely sticks. So overall, it was not a good day for GameStop. We broke through 172. It was not a good day. Now, the huge thing that I do want to highlight is really right here towards the middle part of the day, from essentially 11 to about 12 o'clock. We saw a very heavy short wave come in and drive the price all the way down. We had an intraday low of 159. We did break through our support here at 174 and 172. We did open the day at 177.49, which was actually very bullish because we were headed towards 180, but the shorts had a lot more different ideas for us. But really the huge thing I want to highlight is right here around 161. We seemed to find support within the stock, which was good because we did bounce off of this a couple times within the day. The huge thing I also want to highlight too is we only did trade 5.26 million shares in one day. That is very, very low volume. We did have a couple volume spikes here, but the majority of this volume was red because a lot of shorts were pushing the stock down. And we did have our greatest volume was essentially right off the rip, which was 130,000, and then it just dropped like no tomorrow. Like the amount of volume that we have right now on GameStop is very tiny compared to our 3-month volume, which is sitting around 24 million. Now, keep in mind that encompasses also our last run-ups too, so that number is a little bit skewed also. But the huge thing I want to highlight here is we bounced off of 159. And we were able to close at 162, which is really good. Closing anything above 160 is good in my eyes for this stock, because when we get down to that 150 level, it's our ranges of support start getting greater and greater. Really, we have this support here at 161, and then we really have one at 164, which is the huge next point that I want to highlight here. Be right here around 164. So we do find support around that, and we see that we also got rejected by it here later in the day. So keep that in mind. We do have, moving to the upside, we're going to be looking at 164 as a level of resistance for us getting up above it. And then really the next major one's 172 and then 174. But you can see here on the MACD how volatile this move was, of just sending the stock just timbering down. This reminds me of like a mini plunge of when we went from 345 to 192. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember that, but this reminds me of a mini version of that because this is a very volatile move, and I'm surprised we really didn't trip any circuit breakers when we were going down here. Now, keep in mind too, I believe GME is going to be on the SSR tomorrow because we did finish down. Oh, no, we're not going to be on the SSR. Correction on that. I saw $11.39, and I was like, that's percent. No, it's not. So we will not be on the SSR tomorrow. So keep that in mind. And the huge thing is we did test oversold several times today. We never really tested overbought. So this definitely was a very bearish day, and the shorts were out in force with this stock. Now, keep in mind, I'm still not concerned about this. Like I'm not concerned about this at all for the stock. It will be perfectly fine. We will see this. We will see a move here soon because we are getting towards the end of that bull flag that I was talking about in yesterday's video. But hop out here to the 1 month, 1 hour time frame. And the huge thing is you can see that the rip that we had essentially a week ago. And we've been consolidating, and then we actually gave up a good bit of that today. We really found support here, 161. So the huge thing to keep in mind is we can continue going towards the downside, but we are getting to this point where we are actually hopping out of this bull flag, and we need to make some sort of move because we do have downward pressure. Now keep in mind, this is a descending level resistance and an ascending level support. So we can either break to the upside or to the downside. Now, the huge thing that I am looking at here on the 1 month, 1 hour chart is the RSI sitting at 2917. We are officially oversold. Oversold. Now, many of you are going to say, yeah, technical analysis doesn't count because this is a meme stock. I'm going to say you're wrong because I prefer not to bird box myself in certain situations and just look at a stock and be like, okay, I'm just going to throw my money at the wall. I'm going to make an educated guess. I'm going to do some technical analysis. Remember, technical analysis isn't like an exact science. This is an art. So keep that in mind. But really, we are oversold here on the RSI. We have a bearish MACD. So when we make a move, we have to make some form of bounce. Like anytime we've made a bounce here, we've had either some form of bounce into the after hours, into the pre-market, or we've had a nice move upwards because we literally just have to bounce. Like you can't be oversold in this kind of territory. We have to reset this RSI back up in here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we make a move towards the upside tomorrow, because we really can't go down much further before the stock just continues becoming oversold. And eventually we get down to the point where the RSI is at 0. If we hop out here to the day time frame, this is really what I want to highlight. Is we're essentially in this bull flag. And today really was the last point of this bull flag. So either tomorrow or in the following day, we may see a breakout either to the upside or to the downside. Now, I do want to bring in that AMC does have their annual shareholder meeting tomorrow. So I do believe once one of these stocks really gets running, either AMC, COS, Naked, or one of the stocks gets running, I think a lot of these stocks will start to run, in my personal opinion. And I may be incorrect about that, but I honestly think once one of them starts to run, I think all of them are going to start to run. And the huge thing is we're trading still above our 15-day moving average. We're still trading above our 60-day moving average and our 200-day EMA. Next thing to take a look at is our RSI is essentially bending back over. We're sitting here at 48.28, which is just a hair below neutral. If we take a look at the MACD, we still are bullish here on the MACD. So we still have that bullish crossover, but we are getting back to the point where the MACD wants to cross back over the signal and go back below the equilibrium. So we do need some form of bullish momentum here in the next day to keep this bullish MACD, which is really important for this stock. The next thing that I really want to highlight is I'm going to hop over here in the Vortex, and our short interest increased today to 1.33%. We saw 323,500 shares borrowed. Keep in mind, these are only GME shares. This is not short ETFs. This is not naked shorting or anything like that. So this is the absolute bare minimum, bottom of the barrel situation. Our short interest could be a lot higher than this. I'm giving you guys this as the absolute bare minimum because I know that this information is pretty accurate. And I want to establish a base. I don't want report numbers up here because we can't confirm the numbers up here. We can only confirm the number down here kind of thing. So we are absolutely still in the position to squeeze. We have a short interest of free float of 22.93%. Our current short interest is 11,630,000. Still higher than what was reported back on the 15th. Our days to cover ticked down a slight bit today from 0.53 to 0.52. Not a huge deal. Our cost to borrow is still sitting at 1.26. And then the next thing that I really want to take a look at is our shares on loan is actually decreasing along with our short volume. So the huge thing I believe that's going on is I think a lot of hedge funds are starting to take a look at these stocks and are realizing that establishing a short position is a very risky decision and may not pay off in the long run for them. And they're just giving their shares back to the exchange. And it's the reason why we're also seeing our utilization drop. We were sitting around, I believe it was 59-ish% today. And now we're down to 58.17. So we're still sitting at about 60% of our utilization. So this still can absolutely squeeze. And I absolutely believe that beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, the huge thing that I want to highlight is when we hop back here in the Webull, we see that we're forming this bull flag and we see that our volume is significantly decreasing. We do have a few outliers here, but our volume is significantly decreasing. In order, honestly, I think for us to squeeze, we're going to need the volume to step in, and then we're going to need some form of either bullish catalyst or something to propel the stock upwards. Now, keep in mind, we did get the bullish catalyst of GameStop being debt free on April 30th. They erased all of their debt. They did the at the money share offering. So they are definitely moving forward in that e-commerce direction. So maybe we might have to wait till earnings kind of thing to get another bullish catalyst. Maybe something might come sooner. But I'm definitely telling you right now that we need some form of bullish catalyst. We need the volume. And then we need the buying pressure to severely outweigh the selling pressure, because the shorts, when they see volumes step in, they're going to really double down. And then we need to be able to say, nope, we're going to continue buying it. And we can't buy it the bid technically. We're going to have to buy it what's called the ask. So a lot of people say you got to slap the ask. Not, keep in mind, YouTube, I'm not saying ass, I'm saying ask. So you got to slap the ask instead of slapping the bid. So keep that in mind. If we can do something like that, then we can absolutely trigger a squeeze based off of this short interest, having that volume, having that buying pressure, and hopefully some form of positive news catalyst behind us. But overall, I am still not worried about this stock. I am like, I hope you guys can see that I'm not worried. I'm patiently waiting for this because I cannot wait for this to squeeze, because it's going to squeeze, and when it squeezes, it's going to be ridiculous and it's going to be awesome. I don't know how high we're going to go, but I want to see how high we're going to go. And I can tell you one thing, I'm not going to sell on the way up. I'm going to be selling on the way down. That's my personal opinion. And that's how I plan on doing it. And that's my exit strategy. But keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. This is purely just my opinion, and take everything what I say with a grain of salt. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.